most men who hate their lives fail to do this one important thing. Hey guys, my name is Mike, and I'm a former New York City bouncer, and I used to live in the projects. Before that, I used to actually sleep in the streets, and I went back to college in my late 20s, studied finance. I did 2 graduate degrees, an MBA and a master's in business analytics, and I ended up working in one of the top consulting firms in the world. And I started my career there after kind of resetting my life, and I've gotten everything I've wanted. I've got money, success. Currently, I own my own firm, and it's going really well, and I'm very happy with where I am in my life. Doing well, got my dream car, live in my dream home, and have a beautiful wife. So, despite all of that, despite everything I just said, I did find myself about 5 years ago. This is after I've achieved all the success. I still found myself hating my life. Something very, very fatal was wrong. And it doesn't matter if you're poor. It doesn't matter if you're rich. It doesn't matter if you're single and you feel like a loser, or if you have a great wife and 10 kids. It doesn't matter if you drive a BMW or a Volvo, or if you hate your car, if you hate your job, if you hate your home where you live. Those things don't matter. They're all distractions. The reason that most men, like myself, hated their lives is because they fail to recognize that physically they need to be a man. You need to be in the top shape that you can be. You need to be a savage. You need to be physically imposing. It doesn't matter that you have tons of money and you drive a nice car. How would you feel pulling up in your Lambo and you step out and you're this fat sack of shit, or a skinny little twig, and you look like a complete bitch? That's what happened to me. I'm driving on my great car. I've got my high-powered job. I'm coming in and out of freaking fancy skyscrapers and fancy dinners. Yet there I am with my freaking fat gut pushing out my shirt from my pants, and I felt and looked absolutely disgusting. And in those moments, yeah, you could be all flash and pomp, and yeah, sometimes pulling up to a party, driving a freaking nice-ass car, yeah, you feel good. But in those moments, when you are alone, when you're in the morning, standing in the bathroom and looking yourself in the mirror, you know if this is a problem for you or not. And for most men, it is. Yet many men will try to just excuse it away and say, just try and distract themselves from the fact that they hate the way they look. And they really do. I did for years and years and years. Back when I was a bouncer, it was a great job, but I used to excuse away my fat by saying, well, at least I'm heavier, so when I get in fights, I'm I can fight better. I can throw people around. And honestly, it really helped. Being a heavier bouncer, it really helps when you're in some of these really bad life or death situations. And in New York City, working in the biggest club in New York, yeah, we had some serious issues. We had serious, professional gangs, for organized crime. We had real big issues. And, I'm happy that I was fatter. But man, when you stripped away that job and I found myself in my mid-20s, broke, uneducated, and fat and disgusting looking, there was nothing good about it. Super, super unhappy. And despite going back to school, despite having straight A's, graduating at the top of my class, having a great freaking high-powered job afterwards, and doing like really well, still looking at myself in the mirror, it made me disgusted, made me so unhappy with myself. And so it's very simple. Before you can get money, before you can try and achieve this great financial success, you have to build the man who is capable of achieving those things. And it starts very simply with having the physical body. And the reason that that's important is because later on, when you are trying to, if you want to follow my steps, right, and go back to school, no matter what age you are, you can go back to school to get the career that you always wanted, to become more educated, to become more successful. If you want to do those things, you have to be disciplined in order to have good grades. You have to be disciplined in order to apply to multiple jobs, to 100 jobs a month, or whatever it is that you want to do if you want to take your life to the next level. You have to be disciplined in order to run a company, to manage clients. And so the way you build that discipline is by starting with the gym. You are a reflection. Your body is a reflection of who you are inside mentally. And if you don't look successful, you don't project that you're successful. And a lot of people, like I said, they make up for it. They'll pull up to a client site in a nice car or wearing a nice suit or something like that to project some kind of success. But if you look like a fat, disgusting slob or a skinny little twig that's never been to the gym, I mean, the smart people will be able to see right through that. So it's very simple. If you hate your life, the first step is to start taking your physical body more seriously. Start doing push-ups, pull-ups, go buy yourself some small weights if you need to. Go join a gym if you can afford it, or if you live in an apartment because you're a poor motherfucker like I used to be. Most apartments, no matter how crummy they are, will have some kind of a shitty little gym at least. Go work out at the gym there. Build some kind of a routine for yourself and start working out. Start taking yourself more seriously. Because then, at least when you look at yourself in the mirror, you can be proud of who you are. And I'm not saying you have to wait until, a year after you start working out where you're jacked now and you're all big and now you're proud. No, you can become proud of being the man who understands and takes his physical fitness seriously. You can be proud of being that man who's working towards it. And then you don't have to hate yourself. When you look in the mirror, you're going to start saying after a week or two, you're going to say, wow, I think my biceps growing a little bit. I think my shoulders are coming out a little bit. I think I'm changing a little bit. I think my abs are coming out a bit. You start feeling better. You say, all this work I'm doing, it's meaning to something. It's leading to something. So thanks for watching this video, and like and subscribe. I really appreciate you watching this. Thank you, and good luck.